Welcome back into Foxboro Rush. Boy, we love talking football. We love talking Patriots. But Chapel Bill and his love affair with Miss Jordon Hudson. Keagan, unfortunately, we have to do it.
I know. It's all under, they didn't do anything wrong, guys. She just yelled at the guy for asking the question of how they met, but don't worry about it. It's all kosher. They met when they were both single and both of age, and no one needs to worry about it.
Allegedly. Also, Keagan, I just want you to know, because you love when I troll George, there are several times in Foxboro Rush where, he's cooking me on something. He's cooking me on a topic. This is my crutch I go to now. So whenever George is cooking me, I just yell out, "We're not talking about this. We're not talking about this." And he hates it. It gets him every time. It's the best, Keith.
It's good radio.
It is. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I wish I could say we're not talking about this because it is my least favorite topic in the history of my job.
Same.
I've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
If I have to say the name Jordon Hudson one more time, I'm going to do things that I can't say on TV, so we're going to move on.
Is it Jordon? I've been saying Jordan. Is it Jordon?
I say Jordon because she spells it like Jordan, right? So that's what you get.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like, but that's another topic for another day. I'm holding a couple quotes here. This, according to Bill, that he has said to his team. He has addressed this whole situation with his team. This is at ACC spring meetings. He says, quote, "It's a personal relationship. She doesn't have anything to do with UNC football," end quote. He goes on to say, "I talked to the players when we met with them. We want to make the players the best they can be and giving them the best opportunities off and on the field." So, you're getting that classic Belichick speech. Here's been my whole thing the whole time, Keagan, and I'm curious your take, because I haven't really talked to you much about this, thank God, but here we are. Keegs, just pick a lane is where I'm at with Bill. What I mean is, your entire career, your whole existence, we've known you as this grumpy, malcontent, you don't talk, you don't give us anything, it's just you hate the media. We're pariahs to you, right? Then, all of a sudden, now you're done in the NFL, you go to college, you have this young girlfriend, not knocking that, but bro, now you're loosey-goosey. You're telling all the trade secrets, you're partying, you're taking pictures, there's posts to you on social media. What the hell? It's almost like he went from one extreme to the next, and he should have met somewhere in between, right? It should be like a balance of the two. I just don't like this, loosey-goosey Bill, and now you see it, Keagan. He's reeling it back in, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Not like when he was dressed as a fisherman and she was a mermaid. Not that kind of reel. He's reeling it back to the old Belichick of "I'm not giving you anything." What are we doing? It's ridiculous.
Trev, I've chosen to take this personally. And that's probably silly because who cares? Why would you take it personally? But 2 years ago, and I'm setting the scene for you.
Okay.
2 years ago, I'm in Foxboro, Massachusetts. 23 years old, bright-eyed, bushy tail, gets to cover the Patriots. I grew up watching the Patriots. What an exciting thing for me.
Yeah.
And at the end of a press conference, I muster up the courage. I'm going to ask Bill Belichick a question.
Oh, boy.
And I asked him about the Chicago Bears. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me and chuckled and walked off the stage.
He didn't even
Didn't answer. Didn't say a word. I thought he liked 23-year-olds. Everything that I've heard from Jordon, he likes 23-year-olds. What's the difference, Trav? Can you tell me the difference between me and her?
I would defend Bill here and say you're out of pocket, but you're not, because he's brought this on himself.
He's brought this on himself. And this is the way I look at it. On a serious note, I don't care. He laughed at my question. He did that to a million people. On a serious note, this relationship is gross.
It is.
It's weird.
It's creepy.
It's very creepy. And the fact that it is in the public eye the way it is means that both of them have opened themselves up to criticism.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not able to handle the criticism that they've gotten. And they've started to twist everything. And it's becoming an invasion of privacy. When the last year and a half, you've been opening yourself up to the public because she's angling for a reality show. He was angling for a job.
Yeah.
They both wanted the Hard Knocks thing because they thought it was going to be good for his brand, which everything that's come out of that is, oh my God, he's letting this child woman combo run his life.
Right.
I think from a point of view of, I watched the Patriots my entire life. I've covered them for the last 5 years. You've covered his entire career in New England, essentially, right? You've been there for all of it. To say that you respect him less, would that be too far?
No, I don't. I think a lot of people feel that way.
And I don't think it's unfair.
Yeah.
Because he went from making his entire, personality and image one thing. And the only thing that has changed since he's made these alterations to his image is seeing a young woman. And I think that's weird. I think it's kind of gross and icky. And I can't respect somebody who was so adamant about being one thing, and they've allowed somebody else to change, everything about it moving forward. And at this stage of his career where he lost his job in New England, and he's tried to say that it was a mutual decision, and you can say that all you want, but he was going to get fired even if it wasn't a mutual decision. Yeah. The NFL does not want him. He's not going to go and get that wins record like everybody thought he will.
No.
And he's grasping on to the one place that would have him at UNC, and even them, I don't think they're interested in keeping him around beyond one season if they do, because June 1st.
That's right.
The buyout's $1 million.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing, UNC can afford $1 million to get rid of this headache if they want to.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go next. Pablo Torre is the opposite of you and I. He loves talking about this stuff. He can't get enough. He talks about it on his podcast constantly. And he raised that very thing that you're saying. Here's a quote. I think there's a chance, an absolute real chance, he doesn't make it to week 1 with UNC. And the reason I say that, this is Pablo Torre, is because even though Jordon Hudson has become a public thing, even before it got messy from backstage to now, it's messy everywhere. That date that matters the most is the one you brought up, June 1st, because that's when UNC can opt out of this if that's what they want. I personally don't believe that's going to happen, Keagan. In fact, I think that's part of the reason why Bill, again, reeling it back into football now. Like, I'm a football coach. Let me get out of the TMZ headlines. Let me make sure I secure this bag, because all this stuff that we're doing publicly, Jordan and I, could cost me this job. So let me fall back and relax, which is why I was telling you. And I hear you on the age gap thing. I get it. It's creepy. It's gross. But I don't judge people. Like, if you want to do that, and as long as it's legal, what do I care? But my thing is, where I do judge, is don't give me this grumpy malcontent guy forever, and that's how I know you. And then now you have this young girlfriend, and you're acting completely out of character and completely different. That's when I say, okay, come on, like, what are we doing here? It's not so much that it's a young girlfriend, although gross, Keegs. It's not so much of that. It's just like how he's done this complete turnaround. Do you believe in the end, UNC, he'll be the head coach week 1? I do.
Yeah, no, I do as well.
Okay.
And I think the reason this June 1st date has been brought up, beyond just me and you and I, is it's a little bit of a, hey, listen, don't forget, if we as UNC, as the Tar Heels, if we want to get rid of your ass, we can. And we'll do it today. On June 1st, the second we can. So I think it's been a little bit of a, remember who you're dealing with and remember who's really in charge.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much for Bill, but for Jordan, because she has presented herself as somebody who, has control over his image and his life. And by UNC, by having people float out the June 1st date, maybe that's a little bit of a reminder to her as well. You won't have as much of a platform if he doesn't have this job. So remember that. And I will say, sad news coming out of Maine. 3rd place.
Oh.
It's tough.
Aren't you? You're just a troll, aren't you? I mean, bro,
it's a sad moment.
I wrote down 2 quotes from you now that are it's just fantastic. The best one was, I thought Bill liked 23-year-olds. And then the second one I wrote down was just the Jordan pronunciation. Like, now you're taking shots at the Miss Maine competition. I got to tell you, Pablo Torre, if you're watching Foxboro Rush, I think Keegs needs to come on your show, because you're just letting him fly. But good for you. I understand why you're taking all this personal. I would too in your position, my friend.
No,
I salute your pettiness.
Before we go to break, if I can be very serious, because a lot of this, it's funny. It's a funny thing that's happening right now with him. But to be 100% serious, I think that his legacy, the thing that we've heard his family is worried about, is being tarnished by the second.
Yeah.
So for however long he's in this relationship, at least in the public eye, it'll continue to move in that direction. And I think it's a really sad thing because in terms of a football coach or even a sporting coach,
yes.
I don't think anybody was respected more than him. And we've clearly lost that as a public.
No doubt. All right, coming up here on Foxboro Rush, Keagan and I hear from you. That's right, you. You were all in our comment section on YouTube. We're going to get to it to wrap the show up next. Roll with us. Foxboro Rush. We'll be right back.